Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Oh, let me try 1 minute to make this correct. Are you hearing?
Yes, Swamiji, you are audible. Yes, Swamiji, you are audible. Yes.
Oh, yeah. In this satsanga, we are studying what are our Vaidika karmas and what are the Nitya karmas and Naimitika karmas. So in the beginning, we have seen Nitya karmas, and as a part of that, the Panchamahayajnas. And then we started Naimitika karmas. There are many categorization we can do. And now we are focusing on the Sodasa Samskaras. So far we have seen Samskaras up to Vivaha. That is the marriage ceremony. On the very same day in which marriage ceremony is completed, the next samskara comes, that is Grihasthashrama Pravesha Samskara. See, when we are performing Vivaha Samskara with the rituals prescribed in our Shastras, especially Smarta Granthas, it will take at least 2 days, and in some traditions 3 days to complete the marriage ceremony. Different rituals are there. So on the day of completion, the next samskara, that is Grihasthashrama Pravesha Samskara, is to be performed. And there also, as in all other samskaras which we have seen previously, there is the Agnihotra, and the Acharya will be officiating that. And after that, the newly married couple will be entering their home. That is the home of the husband. That now that is the home for both. And then the parents will have to welcome them, and they must bless them. There are certain mantras to bless them. And after receiving that blessing, and of course, milk from the mother mixed with honey, they will enter into the house and will have to take some swears. Inside the house, according to our Vedic concept, there will be the Grihapati. He is the honor, he is the lord of the house. And who is that? That is the Agni, Grihapati Agni. So newly married couple will go to that fire and they will prostrate before that. And they will take some pledges to worship daily, to protect that fire, and in turn, some prayers are there. And after these ceremonies, they will have to lead the family life. And of course, in that life, they have to do all the Panchamahayajnas. So, these two samskaras, Vivaha and Grihasthashrama Pravesha, must be considered together. See, this shows our concept of family life. It is not a contract to live together. It is a yajna. It is for performing dharma. That is the most important aspect. That is why the husband is called Pati and the wife Patni. There are so many words. Sometimes we will call Sahadharmini and Sahadharmi, Pati and Patni. Who is a Pati and who is a Patni? The term Pati comes from the dhatu Patl Gatau. From the same dhatu comes the term Patni. That also. So that means those who are walking together to a highest goal, to the highest goal in life. That is the meaning of Pati and Patni. Simply we can say those who are moving, Patl Gatau. So one who is moving is a Pati. One who is moving is a patni. But when we connect it with family life, it would mean those who are moving together to the highest goal. That is the concept. It is not simple living together, but it is a pledge to live a life of dharma together. So the mantras used in marriage ceremony, there are many pledges. Without breaking this tie, we will lead this life for dharma. In this life and lives to come, we will together work for dharma. Our life is for fulfilling that dharma. And lives to come, that also we will do this dharma. And to perform this dharma, we are starting a new life. And see, the whole universe is symbolized there. And a newly married couple with some mantras, they will do production. 3 times they have to do that. The three Vyahrutis representing the plane in which we are living, and the highest plane which is Swarloka, and the region in between, that is Bhuvarloka. We together will pass through all these spheres. And those who are leading a family life, they have to lead these couples. Actually, the mantras used in this Vivaha Samskaara, they will show what a life is. It will impart the great message, the message of dharmic life. And see how our marriage ceremonies are conducted nowadays. What a pity it is. Just think. So let us decide this much. Even though I am not doing all the samskaras, right from Garbhadhana, even though I am not doing all this, let us do at least those samskaras which we are performing today in this life, nowadays in the present day world, according to our shastras. We will not commit mistakes and aberrations. We will try our best to imbibe the message given by our acharyas. At least let us take this pledge now. And the marriages have to come in our family. We will do with Vedic rituals. And the acharya who is officiating that samskara, he will chant those mantras aloud. And he will translate those mantras in that assembly. So those who are there, they will also understand what is meant by marriage, how divine it is, how divine it is. It is not for mere sexual appeasement. It is not to help in the lower mundane plane, but it has greater proportions. And considering that greatness, considering that divinity, let us repeat once more, considering that greatness of married life, Manu himself says, Jyeshthashrami Grihi, one who is leading the life of a householder. He is of the highest order. He is of the highest order. But the condition is we have to lead a dharmic life. I am belonging to a highest order only because I have married. No. No. If I am leading a dharmic life in the Grihastha Ashrama, definitely it is the highest order. That is said by Manu. So for leading that, it is for that this marriage ceremony is. It is assimilating the highest values. And in our life, we have to practicalize those. And of course, performing all the Pancha Mahayajnas. The Pati and the Patni will live together. And they have to follow all the samskaras. All the samskaras are you hearing now?
We can hear you. Yes, Swamiji, we can hear you.
Today, from morning itself, there is a network problem. It's continuously going and coming back. Yes. So Bhagavan Bhashyakara himself says, if you are not getting in the normal way, you have to resort to treatments and try to have children. So Grihastha children are there, and you are supporting them. You have to support them and make them real citizens of our nation. And of course, realizing our responsibility in this world, responsibility to oneself and to the society. Knowingly, we have to perform all the Panchamaha-yajnas. We are now not going back to that part. We have seen that, what Panchamaha-yajnas are, and what are the idea behind performing all these, that we have seen. So, that life will go. And we are making the next generation capable to follow the dharmic way. For that, the only way possible is teach that great values to them. Teach the great values which our acharyas cherished. The greatest legacy our acharyas given to us. We have to hand over that to the next generation. When they are ready to take the wheel forward, then realize within, now it is the time to exit. This is a journey. This life is a journey. If there is a beginning, there will be an end. And getting ready for that is the best way we can have. We have to get ready for that. There must not be any hurry. So we have to make ourselves ready for the withdrawal. Withdrawing ourselves from the sea. So when the next generation is ready to run the wheel, then we will have to withdraw from the sea. And that is the next samskara. That is the 14th samskara. It is Vanaprastha Pravesha, or simply Vanaprastha samskara. After completing all these 16, we will count how many we are doing now. That we can take later. That is the practical aspect. Now we are thinking more theoretically. So Vanaprastha. So then we will have to hand over everything connected with this dharmic life, worldly duties and responsibilities, everything connected with the family ties, wealth, money, everything. Get ourselves ready for the final exit. So hand over the documents, hand over the key to the next generation. And we will approach our Acharya and have to tell him, it is time for me. The time has come. I have to accept Vanaprastha. Then he will bless us, and there are also certain rituals are there. And after the Agnihotra connected with that, there is an Abhisheka, with some soil, gomaya, gomutra, with all these things. We were attached to the world, attached to the family, attached to children, attached to wife, attached to husband. So now we are cutting those bonds. We have to. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I have to leave. So better to make ourselves ready today. Don't run for the tickets. Book it early. Don't pack everything in a hurry. Pack earlier. Our exit must be a calmful one. Calmly, with that calmness, with equanimity, that exit must happen. So it is a getting ready. We are getting ourselves ready. So in the earlier days, after accepting this samskara or after doing this samskara, people used to go to forest and they used to live in the forest. But today, nowadays, we cannot do that. We cannot go to forest. The forest guards will ask to leave the forest. They will not allow. So nowadays, we have to find out some other ways and means. So if it is possible, outside our own home, make a room for yourself and live there. But what is important is don't enter into the business of our children. Don't give them advices. If they ask, you can give. Otherwise, don't give. Try to be away from all those. Let them live their life. Then only they will have that responsibility. They will have that ability to lead that life. Nowhere in the world we have seen a big tree under another big tree. Because under that shade of that huge tree, no other big tree will grow. It have to get sunlight. It have to find out its own growth. So don't be a shade to your children. You may think we are protecting our children by giving them shade. No, you are ruining them. You are destroying their capacity by giving them shade. So make arrangements for their studies. Let them learn well. Let them be responsible citizens of our nation. Let them have the power to take their own weight. Then leave them. Don't support them anymore. You must give them support in the beginning stage. But when they are mature enough to lead their own life, then don't try to support them. If you are supporting them, they will not become strong. There is no doubt in that. And they will have their own plans. They will have their own methods of doing things. Even though they are your children, they will have their own individuality. Accept that. Don't be a hindrance in their path. Don't give unwanted suggestions. If they ask for your advice, then of course you can give. Otherwise, be a silent witness. That is the only way to have detachment. Otherwise, even after accepting Vanaprastha Samskara, you will not get that detachment. So, try to be attached with it. Try to develop that attachment with Ishvara. Do Swadhyaya more and more. And our other practices, especially subtle upasanas, we have to do more and make ourselves strong enough. And when the dispassion is full within, and that passion to realize the highest is burning within, there are two conditions. When that passion to have that realization, it must burn within, just like the fire. It will burn you. And the fullest dispassion from the family ties and the outer world. When that comes, it is the time to accept sannyasa. And when that vairagya is there within, we have to approach the acharya and do our namaskar. And then we will take leave from him. So all the samskaras, right from the beginning, that is Garbhadhana, up to Vanaprastha Pravesha, it was our Acharya, that is the Acharya of the family or Acharya of that village. It was he who officiated all the rituals, all the samskaras. But now, in this 15th samskara, sannyasa samskara, it is entirely different. We will go in search of a guru who is a sannyasin. A sannyasin alone can take you to sannyasa. Up to this point, Acharya was a grihastha. Or we can say Acharya must be a grihastha. But now, in the case of sannyasa samskara, Acharya must be a sannyasi. So we will go in search of a sannyasi, an Acharya. And when we find out somebody, yes, it is a finding out. Even though there are so many sannyasins, we will have to find out our own guru. When our own inner self is saying, this is my guru, then we have to open ourselves up and show our eagerness to lead the life of a sannyasin. And then, after, we cannot say how he will accept us. There is no hard and fast rule here. Some may accept and give sannyasa diksha then itself. Some may ask for some more practices. Some may ask for doing some more rituals. It all depends on the person, the guru, and the shishya. But however, if the guru is satisfied, if he is of the opinion that this man can accept sannyasa, then he will give sannyasa diksha. So 15th samskara is sannyasa ashrama pravesha samskara. Actually, it is a process of unlearning. Because so far, through all the samskaras, we accumulated many things, many values. We were making ourselves ready to perform many dharmic rituals. And now we are throwing all these away. First, during the Upanayana Samskara, we accepted the holy thread, Yajnapavita. Now we have to throw it away. During the Upanayana Samskara, we accepted Gayatri. Now we have to renounce the Gayatri. And from Upanayana Samskara itself, we were wearing the Shikha. And it is now we will throw it away. Guru will shave our head fully, and we will have to throw that Shikha also. And there was one stick representing the Vajrayudha that protects us in the path of Dharma. Now we are throwing that also. So now there is no any outer support. Nobody is supporting us. And we are renouncing all the bhuhu, bhuvaha and suvaha. That is all the vyahrutis, all the mantras, all the devatas, all the rituals. And now the Guru will give pranava and sannyasa mantras also, which I am not going to reveal now. And the shishya must remove all the clothes without even a thread. He will have to prostrate before the Guru. And then Guru will give a piece of cloth to wear and will name him. So again, there is a naming ceremony. There was Namakarana. Now this is the second Namakarana. And now that man who accepted sannyasa, wearing the ochre cloth, will lead the life of a sannyasi. What is the life of a sannyasi? It is the life of jnana and vairagya. That is knowledge and dispassion. That is the real life of a sannyasi. So immersed in that self. With these two tools, that is jnana and vairagya, a sannyasi will always be in that bliss within. That is the inner life of a sannyasi. He may be doing many things outwardly, but this is the inner life of a sannyasi. I'm not going to explain about sannyasa now. If you want to ask anything, you can ask. And now there is the 16th or last samskara, which is called Antyeshti. Antyeshti, as the name, the very name itself shows, it is the last Agni ritual. Ishti is ritual wherein Agni is used, Agnihotra. That is Ishti. Antya means last. So, when this will happen, everybody knows this happen after our death. And when the death will happen, that we cannot say. If death is coming after sannyasa, Antyeshti will be in one way. And if it is coming before sannyasa, Antyeshti will be in another. So there is no uniformity. So before sannyasa, there was the Garhabati Agni. And he was protecting that Agni. He was doing all rituals with the help of that Agni. And that Agni was a witness of all his karmas. He was the witness of all the karmas. So, in that Agni, his body will be burnt to ashes. And this samskara, it will be performed by his children. And in the absence of children, those family members who can be considered just as children, they'll be doing that. So they will have to fetch that Agni from the Garhapatya, which he was protecting, he was worshipping, and with that, his body also will be burnt to ashes. And if death occurs after sannyasa, a sannyasi do not have Agni. He is Niragni. Because he has renounced Agni. So for him, there is no Gargabhati Agni. So there is no such a rule that his body has to be cremated. Because you do not have Agni. And there is another aspect, and that is, if he is leading a life of a real sannyasi, he will not have that much attachment with the body. If that attachment is there, of course we have to burn the body. We have to burn to ashes. But as there is not that much attachment, it is not necessary to burn his body. So in that case, there is the Antyeshti Samskaara. It is not actually Ishti, but still we can call it. And it is called Bhu Samadhi Samskaara. That is giving back to the Mother Earth. Instead of fire, the body is, we are giving back that body to the earth. But even then, it must not create any problems to the ecosystem. So there are special rituals there. With the help of ashes, with the help of salt, we will do that Bhusamadhi Kriya. And the body will, there itself, it will not spread around. Instead, it will be made to powder from there itself. Not a piece of bone will remain. The whole body will become just powder. If we are doing that ceremony in the prescribed manner with the help of salt and bhasma. So that is about sannyasi Santyeshti. And no other shraddha karmas are there for him. He was immersed in the self and just remove the outer covering. So there is no any shraddha for him. But for others, the shraddha we have to do, that we have seen in the Pitri Yajna part of Panchamahayajna. So see, this is the whole, just like a bird's eye view. We have seen how these Sodasa Samskaras and for what we are doing, how we have to do, and what are the individual and social relevance. What influence these karmas have in ourselves and in the society. So consider all these things. And now come back to the beginning point and count all the samskaras. And just take a record of what much we are doing now. How many samskaras we are doing now. If we ask about Garbhadhana, no. Garbhadhana is happening accidentally. And children are byproducts of our lust. Our children are not the products of dharma. How many people can stand up and say, no, Swami, my son or my daughter is a product of dharma. They are not byproduct of karma. How many people can say that? Don't ask anybody else. Ask ourselves. And think before blaming our children. We are experts in blaming our children. They are not doing this, they are not doing that. They are leading a lazy life, this, that. But before blaming them, ask this question to ourselves. Are they byproducts of Kama, or are they products of Dharma? So leave that Garbhadhana. Then Pumsavana, are we doing? No. Of course, some are doing. Of course, some are doing. Then Semantonayana, are we doing? No. Then Jata Karma, are we doing? No. Muslims are doing. People of Islam, in a way they are doing, not in the fullest sense, because they will chant their mantras in the year of newborn baby. Even that they are doing. What about Hindus? Are we doing? Then Nishkramana. No. We are doing Nishkramana on the very second day of childbirth. Taking the baby, we are going out. For this, for that. To hospitals we are going. Injections we are giving. So we are taking the child out. Nishkramana, from the very second day we are doing that. Now the sixth naming ceremony, yes, we are doing that. So this is the first samskara, naming ceremony, namakarana. And what types of names we are giving? Are we giving meaningful names? Just think. Just have an introspection. I'm not blaming anybody. What types of names we are giving? Are we giving meaningful names? Are we giving names which are auspicious? Are we giving such names which will give a positive message to our children? See, how many names we have? There are hundreds and hundreds of devatas. And each and every devata have sahasranamas. So there are hundreds of thousands of names. Why can't we select some meaningful name from them? And are we calling elders to our home and make an opportunity for the child to get their blessing? So even the naming ceremony we are not doing in the proper way, but we are doing, of course. Then what about Kesha Samskara? Are we doing? No. Now our young generation, they are doing half karma veda. That is good at least. Because even though they are not doing the karma veda in the proper way, they are piercing one ear. So half the way they have come. Then Annaprasha, yes, that we are doing. Annaprasha we are doing. Then what about Upanayana? We are not doing. Only some communities are doing that. And nowadays, Upanayana and Samavartana will be performed on the same day. Morning Upanayana and afternoon or before noon, Samavartana. So what is the meaning of Samavartana there? Just think. Then Vedarambha? No. No Vedarambha. Then Vivaha? Yes, we are doing that. And how we are doing that? Is it with the help with the rituals? No. See, since last March, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, our marriage ceremonies were being done in the simplest way. Observing those, we were having inner happiness because our society, our families, they are not going for extravagance. And now only, even because of this pandemic, we are moving through the right path. But slowly and slowly, what happened? See, because of so many social restrictions imposed by the government, people started some 3-day celebration, some 4-day celebration, some 5-day celebrations. Why? Then somebody told me, Swami, we are inviting only 20 people. The first day from this village, the next day 20 from another village, then 20 from his family, then 20 from her family. Yes, all right. But now what happened? Now 5-day ceremony. Hundreds and hundreds of people are coming together. And this 5-day, liquor is flowing. Liquor is flowing. I'm not telling lies. Here, so many girls or boys are coming. Swami, on such and such day, my marriage is fixed. Then I will ask, which is that day? Which is your marriage day? Then they will say, or they used to say, 19 and 20, or 20 and 21. Hey, 2-day celebration, are you doing with the Vedic rituals? No, Swami. The first day is party and second day is marriage ceremony. Now they are saying 5 days, 15 to 20, today. Not today, yesterday, one girl told me, Swami, on such and such day, my marriage is going to happen. Then I asked her, what is that date? Then she said, 15 to 20. Oh, are you marrying 6 times? I asked her, are you marrying 6 times? No, Swami, marriage is on one day. Then why you told so? See, this shows we will not learn from our experience. We will not learn from our experience. In the initial stages, we thought this coronavirus will teach the humanity. But now we are realizing nobody can teach us. Not even the coronavirus. It cannot teach us. Our family, our social system, all these are like the tail of dogs. We cannot straighten it. Even the corona cannot straighten this tail of the dog. So that is about this marriage. So we are doing this marriage ceremony. Then Grihastha Pravesha? No. Then Vanaprastha? No. Of course, there is forced Vanaprastha. Forced Vanaprastha is after getting all the wealth and property from father, the children will take the father and mother to the old age home. You live here. Once in every month, we will visit you. But they won't visit, they will tell that. So that is forced vanaprastha. And there is another type of forced vanaprastha. That is, children will, after getting their education, when they are experts in some fields, they will be exported. And they will be working in some other countries. But their family property is there in the village. So there must be somebody to look after the house. So keeping outer people, you have to pay for them. And there is many risk factor also. So better to keep father and mother as the housekeepers. We are seeing that. We are seeing many fathers, many mothers. A huge house will be there with many rooms. And these two old fellows will be there looking after the property and dreaming happy reunion with their children. And what children are thinking from that country or that country, they are looking after the property. Let them look after. And we have arranged event managers for their last rites, and they will videograph everything. And of course, we can cry from here. We can show our relatives. All these will be managed by event managers. So that is about post Vanaprastha. Real Vanaprastha Ashrama Pravesha Samskaara is not there. And see, sannyasins are not being dropped from the sky. Sannyasins are coming from families. When the family system is not proper, how we can expect great sannyasins? That expectation is in vain. Because those who are coming or those who must come are coming from families. When the system of dharma is not there, how we can expect great sannyasins? So, what we have to conclude in nutshell is a complete revamping is essential. A complete revamping. A full paradigm shift has to occur. Otherwise, our position is much deplorable. This is a fact. Facts are not always sweet. But this is the fact. And because of this fact, we are seeing even sannyasa ashramas. Not all, many sannyasa ashramas. They are not moving in the right direction. Because the rule of adharma is reigning everywhere. So, a complete change must happen. And that change must come from one Vedic mantra. And this is the panacea for all the problems we are facing and we have enlisted. And that is Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramatitavyam. And Swadhyayan ma pramadaha. These are the mantras. This is the only medicine. This is the only medicine with the help of which we can treat this society. And try for that. When and how we will start? Now. Now itself. In the book of Adhyatmic Shastra, there is no tomorrow. The rule is today or never. Now or never. There is no tomorrow. So when we have to start this today, not tomorrow. Swadhyaya. So start to learn our Shastras. Realize the greatness. Realize the great legacy our Acharyas have kept for us. And try to lead a life accordingly. This we have to do. And that too, today, not tomorrow. So, think well, introspect well, analyze our own position, and just you think within how we can revive all these things, how much I can perform in my life. In my life. And naturally, so many questions will come. We can discuss those questions in our next sitting. Now it is the time to conclude. So this is about Sodasa Samskaras. And in our next sitting, you can ask questions. If I know the answers, I will answer. So now we can conclude. Namaste. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
ഓൺലൈൻ ഉണ്ടോ?
പറഞ്ഞോ.
സ്റ്റോപ്പ് സ്ട്രീമിംഗ് എന്ന ഓപ്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ?
ഇല്ല.
ലാപ്ടോപ്പ് ഇതിന്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് ഇതായിപ്പോയി, അപ്ഗ്രേഡ് ആയിപ്പോയി.
ഇല്ല, സ്റ്റോപ്പ് സ്ട്രീമിംഗ് ഇല്ല.
ഞാനിപ്പം വേറെ സിസ്റ്റത്തിൽ നിന്ന് ഇതിലോട്ട് കയറാം.